Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison today. Today we have Bazaar on 1401 rating versus Orsmus? Orsmus? Yeah, whatever. On 776 rating. So Bazaar quite deep into the top 100. Orsmus not quite deep into the top 100. So there is a little bit of a rating mismatch here. But I wanted to feature this match for two reasons. One, this is Gigavise, so always fun to see it on the channel. One of my favourite Edison decks to watch being played, even though sometimes I get really frustrated when people double lone fire. And on this side, it's a Glad Machina deck. So, yeah, not seen this before. Wanted to see what this looks like and what on earth it does. So yeah, we're going to check out the game. Opening hands, Supervise, Torrential, Gigaplant, Super Solar and Lone Fire. So the combo has been opened. And on this side we got Mamillo, Sam Knight, Test Tiger, Mirror Force, Machina Force and D Prison. So we'll see what Bazaar is cooking. I mean, just before I carry on, Bazaar is an incredibly good player. I've seen, numerous matches with them in. They are, really skilled at this format, and their rating kind of reflects that. But numerous times before, numerous different seasons, they're a top 100 player, top 10 player, and this score is top 10, top 20. So this is, if they're doing it with this, which we kind of have to assume they are, then it must be somewhat viable, right? Let's see it though. So Glad's going to start us off, or Glad Machina's going to start. Set Sam Knight, set D Prison out and pass. Draw for turn is a Mark of the Rose. So let's see if they decide to pull the trigger. They don't. They're just going to set the TT there. Okay. I think I'd have pulled the trigger into the T set, but Okay. So going to flip the Sam Knight now. Summon out the Mamillo. That's going to get met with a TT. Yeah, huge value from that Torrential, from holding on just that one turn. Pick up a turn is a gold sock now, and now they're going to pull the trigger. So Lone Fire, grab. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to forgive it this once because it's against Glads, and Glads have, Retiari access. But I'm just gonna point it out one more time. Game one, you don't need to Lone Fire for Lone Fire if you're playing stuff like Super Solar or UFO Turtle or Violet Witch or whatever that one is. Like there are so many reasons you would want to leave one of these in deck, and game one you're not expecting DD Crow to be in the main deck usually. This time we forgive it because it's Glads. But yeah, if you're a Gigavise player, please just make sure that game one, rather play into DD Crow and keep your Super Solars live is how I would do it. And that's what we see from like Dionysus, and all the top Gigavise players are playing it that way. There's a really good reason for that. If you're playing supplementary Lone Fire engines, you want to make use of them later on in the game. Stop yapping about it. Gigaplant coming out now, Supervise coming down. Gigaplant reborns one of the two Lone Fires. Lone Fire for Titanial. Yeah, you could do it this way. You could, because you've already got Mark access, you could probably have pushed a bit harder, but this is still fine. Gonna gold sock for the giant Trunade. That feels unnecessary, and they're not gonna attack. Okay. Yeah, maybe Orsmus a bit new with this deck. I think I'd have gone for the line where you make the power tool, bring back the Gigaplant, you try and hit the second or third Supervise, then end with Gigaplant, power tool, Titanial, and I'd have definitely attacked. But yeah, I understand why Orsmus doesn't really want to pull the trigger that hard just yet. I think I'd have gone in a bit harder though. So pick up for turn there was Gear Frame. This is kind of what I was worried about with this deck when I first saw it. Like you're playing engines that rely on normal summon being successful. So and Glad is a lot of normal summons. So this doesn't feel great. But Gear Frame, Force, Fortress, they're really good cards. So going to pitch the Force, bring out the Fortress now. Fortress is going to get into the Gigaplant. Yep. Gigaplant is going to get brought back by Supervise. They're going to equip the fortress with the gear frame, set the mirror force, and pass. Okay, now the back row is real. So let's see how Awesomeness decides to play around it. They're going to normal summon the Giga Plant, use it to bring back the Lone Fire into... is skipping a step. Yeah, Lone Fire into Nettles first. There you go. Okay. Yeah, we will forgive. They're not particularly high rated. Sets the Super Solar, sets the Wind Blast, and passes. Draw for turn as a Retiari. Okay. Retiari's nice. Retiari coming down now. Going to test Tiger. Yep. Yeah, doing a big think here. I do feel like you Wind Blast here. Just, you know, pitch the Giga Plant. It's just dead in your hand, right? No, okay, they are going to let it go through. They're going to bring out the Darius. Darius is going to bring back the Sam Knight now. So, Fortress is going to try and get in. That's going to get met with a Wind Blast. And they're just going to pass. Yeah, what was the point in bringing out the Sam Knight if you didn't really have anything to convert it with? Yeah. Strange. Okay. Pick up return as UFO tail. Now I'm really upset that they Lone Fired into Lone Fire. True Nade going to come back to them, and now they're going to True Nade. Yep. Yep. They're going to get in. And they're going to pass back. Draw for turn as a Fortress. Okay, not ideal. Sets the Mirror Force, sets the D Prison, and passes. Draw for turn as a DDR now. Yeah, I mean, it works for the Mark of the Rose. This is nice. Titanium going to get in. Stardust going to get in. That's going to get met with a D Prison. Yeah, really good. Really heads up to attack him with the Titanium first. Just so you are not running into both D Prison and Mirror Force. So if they'd have attacked with Titanium first, if they'd have attacked with Stardust first, they could have de-prisoned the Stardust and then Mirror Force the Titanium. This way, they're only playing into one of the back row. So yeah, really good. Really heads up play there. Looks weird, obviously, because in Edison we typically attack lowest to highest. Going to set the quest on this side now after picking up the book. Pass back, draw for turn is trap stun. They're going to DDR, pitch the UFO turtle, bring back the Stardust. Yeah, this is nice. So yeah, it's a real Stardust as well. So they're going to book a moon, flip the Stardust. Yeah, the equip's going to come off now. Yeah, they not replaying the attack. Yeah, I think the attack just goes through, right? Okay. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought was that on declaration? I thought they at least got to attack declaration. Into battle phase. Okay. They're doing it on the entrance to battle phase. Yeah, so that would give you a clear read. That's Mirror Force. Okay, and Bazaar is just going to scoop it up there. Yeah, it's just a whole lot to play through. Okay, opening hands, game number 2 are Super Solar, Titanium, Autonomous Action Unit. Okay, this is cool. Hidden Armory and Copy Plant. So Autonomous Action Unit is normally used in like the Gigavise Mirror, or not specifically the Gigavise Mirror, any deck that plays Lone Fire, so it could be Quick Draw, etc. And the idea is that you can revive your opponent's Lone Fire, then use it to special summon something from your deck. What you can do with this also, so Gigavise has a bit of a tough time into Glads, and this is a version of Glads, even though it's a really weird Machina version. So I have also seen people siding like a Bestiari and a Laquari, with the idea being that you like bring in up to 3 Mark of the Roses, you like take their cards, you attack him with them, then you trade them out and try and get value that way. So yeah, it'd be cool to see what they plan to use it for if it comes in. On this side they've got Book of Moon, Solemn, War Chariot, Trap Stun, Compulse and Mamillo. So just going to start with the Mamillo. Yeah, set the Chariot, set the Trap Stun, set the Compulse, set the Solemn, set the Perk. Wow, okay. Oh, they've drawn the Heavy Storm as well. Wow, that Heavy Storm is just a minus 4,000. Wow. Well, if they do it. Yeah. Yeah, and they're going to do it. Yeah, I mean, you know, worst case scenario, your opponent gets a Stardust Dragon. Best case scenario, they lose 4,000 life points or their whole back row. So, feels good, right? So, going to start with Copy Plant into Super Solar. Yep. Yeah, going to tribute the Copy Plant, bring out the Lone Fire. Lone Fire, the Super Solar stays on field until this goes, but that's fine. Lone Fire. Yeah, that's going to get met with a Chariot. Yeah, would the card leaves the field. Yeah, okay. Okay, I guess it never touched the field. I don't know. It feels like they could draw Gore's Lair and that could matter. I think the Super Solar is supposed to stay up though, but I could very much be wrong. Okay, so draw for turn there is Stratos. Stratos is going to come down, add Prisma. It's kind of crazy that like the Machina Glad deck is playing Stratos, all of the Glad Beasts, and Prisma, right? And I guess we've not seen any of the Machina stuff, so maybe they side it out for this. But that's a crazy amount of normal summons. Okay, gonna get in with both. Gonna tag out for the Equest back the War Chariot, set the Chariot at pass. Draw for turn on this side is an upstart, so they're gonna start with Hidden Armory, mills the Trap Stun, grabs the Mark of the Rose. Yep. Then they're gonna upstart into another Hidden Armory. Okay, gonna go with Mark of the Rose, banish Lone Fire to try and take the Stratos. I would assume that means they don't play. I guess they had to do this because this bigger, but yeah, no, yeah, they just had to do it because it was bigger. I was going to say I'm assuming that means they don't play their own Glad Beasts in the side, but maybe that is still the case. We'll see. Yeah, they're going to Hidden Armory again now. Mills the Hidden Armory, adds the other Mark of the Rose. Now they're going to Mark of the Rose. Yeah, banish the Copy Plant, take the Equest. They're going to attack in now, so that's good for some damage, and they're going to use it. Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So, yeah, the the kind of current Gigavise solution to facing Glad Beasts all the time, which you do on ladder all the time, especially when you load up with Gigavise, is to play a Bestiary, a Laquari in the side, and just Mark of the Rose, take them, and tag out. And it also means this autonomous action unit that you really only have on your side for like Lone Fire decks has another purpose. So this is really cool. Bestiary coming out now. Hits the Chariot. Yeah. Yeah. Bro, what? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you've not seen this before, it is weird. Like, if this happens to you, it would be incredibly weird to see your opponent summon their own Bestiary. But, yeah. It is the flavour of the month. Okay, so didn't shuffle the deck, just going to reshuffle that, draws into a Gear Frame. Prisma coming down now, that's going to dump a Bestiary. Going to get in, that's going to be successful. Pass, draw for tennis, Trap Stun. And they've got Autonomous Action Unit to take that if they want it. I don't know. Not right now, but yeah, I don't know, that could be good. Sets the Trap Stun, pass, draw for turn is the Bottomless. Going to Gear Frame pick up the Fortress and get in. So Prisma going to get in, then Gear Frame. Okay, going to set the Bottomless and pass. Draw for turn is a Supervise now. That's nice, but not nice enough with the hand that doesn't really do anything. Okay, going into game number 3 now. So Gigavise is going to get to start for us. Opening hands are Gear Frame, Trap Stun, Test Tiger, D-Prison, just to highlight that they did actually have Gear Frame, Stratos and Prisma in this with Glads and Test Tigers after siding. So yeah, so a whole lot of normal summons. On this side they got Gigaplant, Foolish, DDR, Super Solar, Autonomous and Hidden Armory. Okay, so they have Foolish Dandy into Lone Fire. And they could Hidden Armory this turn for supervise. So they do have the combo, it just takes them an extra turn to do. So they're going to Foolish, dump the Dandy, bring out 2 tokens. They're going to Super Solar 1 away into Lone Fire. Lone Fire into Gigaplant now. Yeah, big thing. They're getting Hidden Armory. You can't do that. You have... Oh no, you can do that. Sorry, you haven't normal summoned. Apologies. Yeah, I'm being wrong. I'm being an idiot. So I'm going to supervise out now the Lone Fire. Use the Lone Fire for the other Lone Fire for the Titanial. Yeah, and pass. Yeah, they really don't like going for the power tool lines early. Yeah, I don't know. I think when you open this way, because you've got another body, you've got more you can do. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like especially there you go for like the power tool something, and you definitely don't leave up a lowly 1400 defense monster into Glads. That just feels really wrong as well. But I guess a lot of the Glads target and Titanial's there to stop that. So Gear Frame coming down now. Gear Frame's going to add Fortress. Going to pitch the other Gear Frame, summon the Fortress. Going to get into the Lone Fire, get into the Gigaplant, bring back the Gigaplant. Sets the Trap Stun, the D-Prison. Equips the Gear Frame, passes over. Draw for turn as a Mark of the Rose. Oof, rough. Very rough. Going to Mark of the Rose now. Take that Fortress. Going to DDR back that Lone Fire by pitching the Gigaplant. Yeah, this is nice. Going to Lone Fire now. Lone Fire into Copy Plant. Now they've got Synchro Lines. Oh, they're using the Fortress for a Stardust. Yeah, I mean, it's a level 7 and Copy Plant's a level 1. That's one hell of a conversion into the Stardust. Yeah, Bazaar is going to scoop it up because all they've really got here is a D-Prison that isn't going to go off and a Trap Stun, and they're probably going to attack him with the Gigaplant first. Yeah. And actually they've also got autonomous action units, so they can seal it regardless. Wow, cool. What a game. I don't think this Glad Machina build is the way. I think there's this weird kind of like, on the back of Hero Machina actually being quite competent and good, there is this wave I'm noticing on DB where you are just seeing like a Machina engine getting mashed into everything. Gladiator is the last place I think to put it, just because Gladiator is so reliant on their normal summon sticking, and you're now playing extra normal summons that don't really speed your game up much. It feels like as decks get faster in Edison, Gladiator needs to adjust to be faster. So like the primary example is like Test Tiger now. Like most people were playing 2 at one point, now it's 3, and that's kind of like a non-negotiable anymore. Just to speed the deck up a little bit. There's other examples as well. We saw the Respite Draw version of Glads. That's been popular recently. Again, just showing that actually the deck, all the deck needs is more speed, because it's really good at accruing resources, but once you're getting outpaced, it's really hard to get back in front. And Gigavise is interesting, right? So like the whole Gigavise Glad match is interesting because from the Gigavise perspective, the Glad Beast is kind of like a good counter, but equally any combo deck is a good counter to Glad Beast if you can get established first, because they just can't accrue the value that they want to over those incremental like attack and tags. So it's an interesting match type to watch, but it feels like both decks are the other's kryptonite. Ironically, it's like a weird one where it's all just about who can start better in this match, whereas it's not always the case in other kind of matchups with this. So I don't think the Machina stuff is good though in Glads. You need your Glads to stick, attack, tag. You need to start getting them into rotation and building advantage that way. And having just more normal summons doesn't really feel like the way forward. That said, Bazaar is an incredibly high rated player. And I've seen them play tons before. They're a very competent, very well versed player. So if they see some potential there, it might be there. I'm just missing it from this match at least. On this side, Gigavise, yeah, a little bit slow to pull the trigger sometimes, but you know, came out on top against a very good player. This is a huge win for Osmus as well. You know, taking on someone that's that high. There's a couple of plays we pointed out, but maybe that's just, you know, a little bit of inexperience with the deck specifically. It was really cool to see the it wasn't actually autonomous action unit did it. It was the Mark of the Rose, take a Gladiator, summon your own, Bestiary, take out a back row. You know, that's just such a cool interaction that the deck can do, and it's really good to see. Like, it's fun to see Bazaar's reaction to to getting a Bestiary dropped on them from, you know, their opponent's own deck in a deck that is not Gladiator beasts. So yeah, it's really fun. It's cool to see how Gigavise are adapting, you know, still finding their footing in the meta, but using kind of all the tools available to them. Autonomous action units are a really interesting card, just because it is quite versatile for the Gigavise players. So especially if you're siding the Bestiary and the Laquari for the Glad matchup. But otherwise, you know, you're able to take Lone Fires, you're able to take Dandies, you're able to take, you know, a few different things in the format that can really help you. You're able to take, I don't know, something that you can use with one of your tuners that you're bringing out. So there's lots of kind of application for Autonomous Action Unit in the deck specifically, and I'm glad to see that it was used here, or at least shown here, so that people are becoming more aware of the combo line, so this kind of opens up for you. Aside from that though, cool game, bit of a mismatch, but yeah, really cool game, interesting deck choice. I don't think it's good, but Bazaar is a really good player, and I will leave it up to them to, you know, keep winning, keep existing at this level. We'll see them back and hopefully get a better example of this deck in action.